I think it's fair to say this is where total confusion sets in. This is not the easiest thing to figure out.
The wave around does make it a little more complicated because you have to wait until everybody cycles through on the pit stops, and then those ahead of the race leader, the pace truck picks up that pace, the race leader, and everyone else gets to come back around to the back of the field.
Well, do you think a driver sitting in the car, Marty, can think all that? That's what he needs to do, is drive the car. Crew chief, just tell me what to do. Here we go.
All right. It is Kyle Busch, Reed Sorensen. Busch in the 18. Boy, he gets another great jump.
A little contact between Mike Bliss and Reed Sorensen there, and I think it hurt Reed's restart. Looked like it took a little traction away from his rear tires.
Marty, old Kyle Busch, like John Force just then. He just shot out of there.
Put it in high gear and is pulled away. Sorensen is second. Bliss is third. Eric Darnell, and here we go. Going to go 3 wide.
Here comes Carl Edwards now on those 4 tires.
He
knows he doesn't have a lot of time.
Oh, and he's sparking heading into that corner.
Michael Annett, strong on the outside.
This is all 4 positions. A lot of young guns in that mix.
Here comes Coleman, going to look 3 wide.
Coleman looking to get underneath Carl, and no, does he know he's there?
Yeah, Carl gave him a break right there. He saw the 20 car looking inside, knew 3 wide would not work getting into 1.
Carl's thinking about the big picture. Remember, he's second in the championship points.
Now see how low those tires are? The problem is he's got new tires on right now. It takes a little bit of time to get the pressures up so he can get going. There he goes, shoots to the bottom of the racetrack now.
You know what the problem is? There's not much time left. We've got 18 laps to go.
That's a problem too.
Coming back over the stripe, now 17 laps to go. Meanwhile, up front, Kyle Busch continues to lead. Reed Sorensen, Mike Bliss is third. Michael Annett in fourth. What a run for the 15 car tonight. There he is.
If Carl can get a couple positions and another caution flag fall, and he can get right on the bumper of Kyle Busch, he might have a shot with these 4 tires.
Yeah, but these guys are not going to give these spots up easily. I mean, Michael Annett running 4th. He's not going to give this spot up to Carl. He's going to race him for it.
And this is the best run Michael Annett's had all year long. I mean, he's looking strong right now with only 17 laps to go. Here comes Carl.
Do the 4 fresh tires pay off for Edwards? Dave Burns.
And Marty talked with his crew chief, Dan Stillman, this week, because I said during his pit stop, 4 tires bit them twice in the last few races here. Dan told me this weekend, I still think 4 tires is the best option most of the time. And Carl feels the same way.
Yeah, but all we have to do is look back last race at Chicagoland, and 4 tires didn't help Kyle Busch there.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, this track it really likes new tires. It likes sticky tires. That track last week, Chicago, whole different deal.
Reed Sorensen is eating into this lead a little bit of Kyle Busch. Last lap, he was about a 10th quicker.
Reed Sorensen, a 2-time winner here in the odd-numbered years. 05, 07. Is 09 become his third? Or does Kyle Busch pick up his first win on a track that he's never won at in the Nationwide Series?
Okay, I'm watching the 32 car of Reed Sorensen. He is getting in the corner much deeper than the 18 car of Kyle Busch. He's really catching him on entry in the corners.
The margin right now, 0.4 of a second. There's Bliss now in third. Edwards is fourth. Annett has dropped back to fifth. Darnell is sixth. Coleman is seventh. Dave, what's the latest on the 15 of Michael Annett?
Yeah, just so you know what he's working with as well. On that last round of pit stops, they put on 2 right side tires for Michael. Remember, he's raced his way up there, and they put on the 2 right sides to try to keep track position. Jamie?
And Eric Darnell did the same exact thing, Dave. He took right sides on that last pit stop. Remember, he's never raced here in the Nationwide Series. He has a lot of laps here, though. Late models trucks, it's coming into play tonight.
And you see Darnell started 16th, and of course with Annett right in front of him. Annett's career best finish was 7th back in June at Kentucky. Take a look at the rookies. Michael's 5th, Eric 6th, Justin Allgaier carrying the Dodge banner in 11th. Laps are winding down, 13 to go, and there is the margin on the screen. From Kyle Busch back to Sorensen, it's now 0.6 of a second. Then you got Bliss and Edwards trying desperately to get around Bliss to try and reel in the race leaders. He's running out of laps.
He's got 12 laps to go, but he's making the headway.
Yeah, but that car's not that much faster on those 4 tires than the 2 tires I'm noticing. Oh, there he goes now on the bottom, but you would think it'd be a big difference. It's about 1/10 of a second better than the 2 tires on the rest of these guys.
They'll have some clear racetrack if he can get by Mike Bliss, and he does here getting into turn 3 before he gets up to the top 2. we'll be able to see how good these tires are.
He's 2.4 seconds behind the race leader, Kyle
11
Busch.
laps left. Go get the next 2.
Now Carl needs a caution right now, and he'll start on the inside, if it happens, right behind the leader, and then he'll have a shot.
I love Dan Stillman. Go get the next 2. Like it's an easy thing to do. I still go back to what we talked about a few moments ago, what happened last week in Chicago.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I would have bet that Kyle would have done it last week with 4 fresh tires, and it was just the opposite, or 2 tires, I should say, in that case. But it just didn't happen.
I've seen that happen before. I mean, it does happen occasionally. I mean, you count, it's easy to say 4 are better than 2, and it's supposed to, but sometimes it doesn't happen.
Take a look at Coleman underneath Darnell. That is for position, so move Coleman up to 6th, drop Darnell to 7th. Here comes Stephen Light taking a look inside the 6th car.
And not out of the question, we'll have another caution before the race is over, as hard as these guys are racing right here.
Lap times are very close to qualifying times, 33.5.
Right now, Carl Edwards is the fastest car on the track.
But he's only got 9 laps remaining to try and catch up to the race leaders.
Yeah, and it's 9 laps to go, and he's 2.5 seconds behind the leader. I mean, like I said, a caution is what he's got to have. With 10 laps to go, I'm not going to say that won't happen. Intensity's sky high right now, these guys.
He was 2.4 seconds behind 2 laps ago. Right now, he's 2.6 seconds behind. So he is not cutting in, even though he does have a lot of open track in front of him. There's the top 3.
Yeah, that last time by, identical times, Kyle Busch and Carl Edwards. No difference.
Carl needs some help from Reed Sorensen. If Reed could get up there and start mixing it up with Kyle, that would help his situation.